What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, we have to have this conversation, okay? We have to have this conversation now. And that is in the scenario that the Golden State Warriors are indeed back. If they are indeed back, and they are the championship team that we have grown accustomed to seeing since the 2014-15 season. I'm gonna be honest with you too. Let me say this too. Even though the Kevin Durant team was seen as a super team, in some ways, the Splash Brothers earlier version were better in some ways. They were deeper. The ball movement was much more fluent. They were a little bit less predictable offensively. No, Kevin Durant is so great that it doesn't matter that he's slightly predictable in what he's going to do, but you can't stop it. But the wins and losses with that first team, they won 137 games. No, excuse me. They won 140 games those first 2 years. They averaged 70 wins. They won 67 games in 2015, a record 73 in 2016. So it doesn't surprise me that they are 11-1 right now. Now they have been benefiting from playing a lot of home games. They've been beating up on some bad teams. But hey, like I said in my other video, you can't punish them for doing what the hell they're supposed to be doing. While the Lakers are struggling to take care of business with the easiest schedule in the NBA. But this has to be said. I mentioned this in a video before. If Steph Curry leads the Warriors to a fourth championship, okay, goes on to win finals MVP, let's just say that Klay Thompson comes back, but he's not quite what he once was. So the team clearly is is Steph. He's the leader now. Kevin's no longer in the picture. Okay? Kevin's no longer in the picture. He wins finals MVP, which has been eluding him, which has been one of the main criticisms of his legacy. And he wins his third league MVP. We have to have a different conversation about Steph Curry because this time he would prove I don't need Kevin Durant to win a championship. Then we have to look at something else too. Okay? And I'll do a video about that either on this channel or on Too Raw for Sports when it comes to Kevin Durant. But if Steph Curry wins a third MVP, if he wins a fourth championship, which ties him with Shaq, wins a finals MVP, which is for the truly elite players in the history of this game, and as inevitably is going to happen, officially, not this combined bullshit they're doing now, he's going to pass Ray Allen in three-pointers made. As a matter of fact, Steph Curry, sometime next month, most likely, I think it'll be next month, he's capable of doing it in a month, definitely by early January, depending on how hot he is. He's going to become the first player in the history of basketball to register 3,000 made three-pointers in his career in the regular season. Ray Allen retired 27 short of that. Steph Curry, barring injury, he's going to eclipse 3,000 fucking three-pointers while doing it at a 43% clip for his career. He's shooting 90.8% from the foul line for his career, a record. He's shooting in a league where you have guys like James Harden being called a great scorer, who shoots 44% for his career, as a 6'3" guard who's maybe 185, 190 Curry, he's shooting close to 48% from the floor for his career. 43% plus from three-point range, and a record 90.8 from the foul line. What I'm getting to is we'll have to reevaluate Steph Curry. We're gonna have to reevaluate him. Clearly now. Because remember, it was 4 years ago when people were having a conversation, I was too, and I need to be smacked in my fucking face for this. But we were actually debating whether Russell Westbrook was better than Steph Curry. What the fuck was I spoken? Another stain on my legacy. Gotta live up to your faults, man. Can't always just puff your chest out and say, "Hey, I was right. I was right. I was right." Hey, we all get them wrong. I don't know what the hell I was doing in those videos. I actually got a video up called, it's the worst video I ever did in my life. The worst take ever. It's called Russell Westbrook is the Michael Jordan of his generation. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Somebody need to I kicked my ass for that video. Anyway, reassess Steph Curry. Now, he's not greater than, even with that, he wouldn't be greater than Magic Johnson. But we would have to look at the Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry comparison then. Now, I still believe Isaiah Thomas was a better overall player than Steph Curry. That's just my opinion. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on shooting. Yes, Steph Curry clearly is a better shooter, better free throw shooter, better three-point shooter. Isaiah was a better one-on-one player. He had better handles. Steph has great handles, but Isaiah Thomas had great handles. He was a guy that could break you down off the dribble. He was the Kyrie Irving of the 1980s as far as one-on-one little man. Like he could destroy you one-on-one. But he could play the John Stockton role. He could be the ultimate floor general. He was just as good as Magic Johnson, in my opinion, in that area, considering that he was 6'1". Almost as good as John Stockton, damn near as good. Just as good as Chris Paul. He could do the Jason Kidd thing, but he could also do what break you down, dribble, and score. He could do that. Plus, he was an above average defender, which is something that Steph Curry is not. So as an overall player, I still give the edge to Isaiah Thomas. But when you look at the resume, though, you have to acknowledge the resume. You have to. Even the most ardent Curry critic, at that point, you have to look at his resume and be like, wait a minute. Plus, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this year he's going to eclipse 20,000 career points, which is a remarkable accomplishment. He'd be the first Golden State Warrior. Because remember, Will only played for so many years with this team. He'd be the first Golden State Warrior to eclipse 20,000 career points with the franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Rick Barry would have been the first. I believe that's the truth. Yeah, that's true. Because Rick Barry would have been the first, but Rick Barry went over to the ABA. You know what I'm saying? And played some years over there. So Rick Barry should have been the first, but, that prevented him. So Steph Curry is going to have a lot of firsts, a lot of milestones achieved this year. And his shooting is just so remarkable. He's getting better and better. Like his percentages are down a little bit, but when Clay comes back, it's going to be unfair. It's going to be unfair, but those are the breaks. You know what I'm saying? Even if Clay's like 80% of what he once was, it's going to be very difficult with the Warriors, man. Their chemistry, the way they play defense, uh, the way they don't. I love teams that play like teams, man. I like teams where it's not just one guy isoing all the time. It can be magnificent to watch a Kobe or a Jordan or some of those guys do that, man. But you know, with the exception of those type of Picasso like players whose games are beautiful to watch, I don't really like that. I like team basketball, and despite the team playing as a whole, Curry is still giving you 28 points a game. And I mean, you look at his overall numbers, man. He's averaging 24 points a game for his career. That's on par with a guy like Larry Bird, a little bit under him, I think, per game average, but close to it. Yes, he relies a lot on the three, but people can't stop it. You can't stop him. I mean, he can catch and shoot. He can do the pull up, off the dribble, in your face, pump fake from deep. I mean, he doesn't need much space at all. I mean, Jesus, like yeah, man, the dude is something special, man. But tell me what you guys think.